The fluorescent lights of Rose's diner buzzed softly as Emma wiped down the last table of her evening shift. Her feet ached, her back protested, but she smiled anyway. This place had been her sanctuary for 15 years, ever since she'd arrived in this small town with nothing but a worn suitcase and desperate hope for a fresh start. It was a Tuesday night when everything changed. Four little girls stumbled through the door just before closing time, their faces streaked with tears and dirt. The oldest couldn't have been more than 12, clutching the youngest who looked barely 4. Emma's heart shattered at the sight. "Please," the oldest girl whispered, her voice trembling. "We haven't eaten in 2 days. Our parents died in a car accident last week. Social services keep splitting us up, so we ran away. We just need to stay together." Emma felt tears prick her eyes. She knew that desperation, that bone-deep fear of being alone. Without hesitation, she locked the diner door and headed to the kitchen. Within minutes, she'd prepared 4 plates of the best comfort food she could make: meatloaf, mashed potatoes, green beans, and warm apple pie. As the girls devoured their meals, Emma made a decision that would define the next decade of her life. She couldn't take them home, her tiny apartment barely fit her own belongings. But she could do this. She could feed them. "Listen carefully," Emma said, kneeling beside them. "Come here every Tuesday and Friday at closing time. Come to the back door, and I'll have dinner waiting. Hot, filling, and made with love. But you have to promise me you'll find somewhere safe to sleep." The oldest girl, who introduced herself as Sarah, nodded through tears. "We're staying in an abandoned house near the river. We'll be careful, I promise." Emma squeezed Sarah's hand, knowing this was just the beginning of an extraordinary journey. 10 years passed like pages turning in a well-loved book. Every Tuesday and Friday, without fail, Emma prepared meals for Sarah, Maya, Lily, and little Rose. She watched them grow from frightened children into remarkable young women. Sarah became the fierce protector, Maya the gentle peacemaker, Lily the creative dreamer, and Rose the bright spark who could light up the darkest room. Emma never asked for anything in return. She worked double shifts to afford the extra groceries, sometimes skipping her own meals to ensure the girls had enough. Her manager never questioned why food inventory ran slightly high, perhaps sensing something special was happening in his humble diner. The girls never missed a dinner. Through brutal winters and scorching summers, they appeared at that back door like clockwork. Emma began teaching them life skills between bites of pot roast and conversations over chocolate cake. She taught them how to balance a budget, how to interview for jobs, how to stand tall when the world tried to knock them down. "Why do you do this for us?" Rose asked one evening when she was 14, her eyes full of wonder and gratitude. Emma paused, remembering her own difficult past. "Because someone once told me that kindness is the only currency that multiplies when you spend it. Because you 4 deserve to know that you matter, that you're worthy of love and care. Because chosen family is just as real as blood family." As the years rolled on, the girls began to thrive despite their circumstances. Sarah got her GED and started community college classes. Maya found work at a local bookstore. Lily sold her artwork at weekend markets. Rose became the top student in her high school class. They still lived in that house by the river, but Emma had secretly helped them make it livable, bringing blankets, a space heater, and small comforts whenever she could. Through it all, Emma never sought recognition or thanks. This was love in its purest form, quiet, consistent, and unconditional. The day Sarah announced they were leaving town, Emma felt her heart crack like fine china. It was a Friday evening, and all 4 girls sat around the small table in the diner's back room, their faces a mixture of excitement and sorrow. "Stanford accepted me into their social work program with a full scholarship," Sarah said, her voice thick with emotion. "And there's subsidized housing for all of us." Maya got into their library science program, Lily received an art fellowship, and Rose qualified for their early admission program. Emma's eyes flooded with tears, but they were tears of profound joy. "That's incredible. I'm so proud of you all." "We wouldn't be here without you," Maya said softly. "You saved our lives, Emma. You gave us hope when we had none." The following weeks were bittersweet. Emma prepared their favorite meals, storing memories like precious photographs. She helped them pack their meager belongings and drove them to the bus station on a crisp autumn morning. As they boarded the bus to California, each girl hugged Emma tightly, promising to stay in touch. But life has a way of pulling people in different directions. The letters came frequently at first, then sporadically, then not at all. Emma understood. They were building new lives, chasing dreams, becoming the women she'd always known they could be. She didn't need constant contact to know her investment in them had been worthwhile. Years passed quietly. Emma continued working at Rose's diner, serving coffee and comfort to locals and travelers alike. Her hair turned gray, her hands grew more weathered, but her smile remained warm. She never married, never had children of her own, but she didn't feel lonely. Those 10 years of Tuesday and Friday dinners had filled her heart with enough love to last a lifetime. Sometimes, late at night, she'd wonder about Sarah, Maya, Lily, and Rose. Were they happy? Had they found success? Did they ever think of her? It was an ordinary Wednesday afternoon, 12 years after the girls had left for California. Emma had just finished her shift at the diner and was walking toward her small apartment when she heard it, the distinct sound of an expensive vehicle slowing down behind her. She turned to see a gleaming black SUV pulling up to the curb. The passenger door opened, and a woman in a professional blazer stepped out. It took Emma a moment to recognize her, but then those familiar eyes locked with hers, and recognition flooded through her body like electricity. "Sarah?" Emma whispered, disbelief coloring her voice. "Hello, Emma." Sarah's voice was confident now, mature, but still carried that warmth Emma remembered. The back doors of the SUV opened, and 3 more women emerged. Maya, Lily, and Rose, all grown up, all beautiful, all looking at Emma with eyes full of love and determination. Emma's knees weakened, and Sarah rushed forward to steady her. "What are you doing here? How did you find me?" "We never forgot you," Rose said, now a poised young woman with her college degree in hand. "Not for a single day. We've been planning this for 2 years." Lily stepped forward, holding a folder. "We wanted to come back sooner, but we needed to do this right. We needed to make it perfect." Emma's mind spun with confusion and overwhelming emotion. "Do what right? Girls, just seeing you is more than enough. You don't owe me anything." Maya smiled gently, that same peaceful expression Emma remembered from countless dinners together. "That's exactly why we had to do this. Because you never expected anything in return. Because you loved us when the world had given up on us. Because you sacrificed everything and asked for nothing." Sarah took Emma's hand, and the gesture was so tender it brought tears to Emma's eyes. "Emma, we all became successful because of the foundation you gave us. I'm a social worker now, helping kids just like we were. Maya runs a literacy program for underprivileged children. Lily's artwork is displayed in galleries, and she teaches art therapy. Rose just graduated as valedictorian and is heading to medical school. I'm so proud of you all," Emma said, her voice breaking. "And now it's our turn to take care of you." Sarah opened the folder Lily had been holding and pulled out a set of keys and official-looking documents. Emma's hands trembled as she took them, her vision blurred by tears she could no longer contain. "We bought you a house," Sarah said simply. "A real home, not an apartment. It's 3 blocks from here, with a garden and a porch where you can watch the sunrise. It's completely paid for, in your name, with no strings attached." Emma shook her head, overwhelmed. "I can't accept this. It's too much." "There's more," Maya added gently. "We've set up a trust fund in your name. You never have to work another day at that diner unless you choose to. You can retire, travel, or do whatever brings you joy. You gave us a decade of your life, Emma. You gave us everything." Lily opened her portfolio, revealing a stunning painting of the 4 of them as children, sitting around that diner table with Emma serving them dinner, her face glowing with love. "This is for your new home. So you remember that you're our hero." Rose stepped forward, pulling out one more document. "And I've enrolled you in the healthcare program at the hospital where I'll be doing my residency. Full coverage, everything you need. Because you sacrificed your own health taking care of us, working those double shifts." Emma collapsed into Sarah's arms, sobbing with a mixture of joy, disbelief, and overwhelming gratitude. The 4 women surrounded her, holding her the way she'd held them countless times over plates of warm food and whispered encouragement. "You taught us that family isn't about blood," Sarah whispered. "It's about showing up, consistently, with love. You showed up for us every Tuesday and Friday for 10 years. Now we're showing up for you, for the rest of your life." As they drove Emma to see her new home, the sun setting golden over the small town she'd called home for so long, Emma finally understood the true miracle of her story. She hadn't just fed 4 orphan girls for a decade. She'd planted seeds of love, resilience, and compassion that had grown into a forest of hope. And now, that forest was sheltering her in return, proving that kindness is never wasted, love is never forgotten, and the family we choose can be the most powerful force in the universe.